Hello and welcome to SIAL TV. I'm your host Marc-Antoine, and now we'll tackle the question, how does a brand become global? And with me today I've got Jean-Marc Rinaldi. Welcome. You're global CEO of CBA, a branding agency, and you overarch also international programs for Nescafé, My, Motorola. So basically the first question is, what is your conception of a brand?
Sure. Hello Marc-Antoine.
Hello.
So in today's world, you have a lot of things on the market. You have infinite choice. And companies look for ways to connect emotionally with consumer in a different way. And I think that they want to create something that's irreplaceable. They want to create a long relation. And I believe that this is where a strong brand stands out. Okay. It's going to create something where you cannot really say what it is, it's intangible, but people are going to fall in love with that. It's more than a product, it's more than a service, and this is what will make you unique on your market. Okay.
If we compare it to a human being, it would be a sort of a soul?
Yes, I would say it's a art. We used to say
art.
Yeah, the art. We at CBA, we design brand with art, and I think the soul is good too. Again, it's about the perception you're going to have about something, and not only about the product you taste, but about how people react with you from this brand, how they communicate, what's their tone of voice, what's their personality, what they make you feel like.
Very good. How's your brand impacted by economy?
So, brands, it's really easy sometimes for a brand not to stay on the same roadmap. You have a lot of pressure from retailers, from the economy, about price, about everything. And I believe myself that it's really easy that it's your business that drives the brand. But for me, it's the brand that should drive the business. Brand is really the roadmap on which you need to focus, and on which you need to be consistent in the message you're delivering, in the price, in your positioning, in all the signals you send to the market and to your consumer to keep this relation at a high level.
Okay. And already on SIAL Paris, did you walk around? Did you have a look?
So it's interesting because here, I would say sometimes when you work in the alley, you are overwhelmed. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of nice products. And sometimes it doesn't take that much to see what brands are really, for me, consistent, and that delivers a clear message that goes over the product, over the way it tastes, over how is it packaged. And again, this is something you feel about something. You know, it's like in the old days, used to be I'm a Mac and I'm a PC. It's like when you see some brands in technology, and when you see others, some are really commodities, some have a simple, clear message, and they are stronger than the other ones.
Okay. This difference between a brand and what would you call something that is not a brand?
I would say maybe a product or a service, but that doesn't really have any asperity. Okay. Rather than or except than the rational aspect, rational aspect. How's my product going to look like? How does it taste? But look, when you're in an alley of a supermarket, people are not going to open the packaging to taste it. So you need to have something else that's bring the emotion you're looking to create this relation with the consumer. Okay,
and. How a brand, once it's established as a brand, has a heart, is recognized, talks to and appeals to the people. How does it become iconic? How does it reach this status?
I think the word iconic is key.
Okay. And
for me, a brand, first of all, is strong icons. If you think about recently, we worked for Nescafé. Fifth brand present in a household, 25% of coffee drunk in the world. Wow. And we were looking what were the icons, and there were a lot of icons. We create icons that were from the history. Like we used the red mug, which is totally iconic. And again, we're talking about global brands. And brands are not going to have the same perception in a country to another. So we use this red mug, for instance, just to create an icon. And it's like when you think about Coca-Cola, you're going to think about the shape of the bottle. This is very unique. It's very iconic. And even when you think about brands like Innocent, they have created something that are really make them feel different than the competition.
Okay. And why is there a need for the brands to become iconic, or what motivates them?
For me, I think what motivates again, it's about this unique relation with the consumer. It's about being able to gather some consumers around their brand. We're even talking about a community. You know, you're gonna feel like different or feel of part of a group because you use this brand. We see that in all kinds of category. It's not only with food. I belong to a certain group, and it's a way for me, the brand, to be part of something where I can find other people that are part of the same group.
Okay. So what's important to the companies and to the brands is the bond between them and the customers. A community, we're talking about a community, it's almost like a family. I mean, these bond needs, it overpasses the consumer trust. It's not a matter of trust anymore, it's a matter of bond, of link, if I'm correct. Yeah?
Exactly, okay. And this is, and it's this trust that creates the values of the company. Because when you have merger of companies, people are not buying a product or a factory. Again, they are buying something intangible. And they are buying this power of the brand. You know, you have a lot of surveys that now worldwide are classifying the brand. WPP is having a tool, Interbrand is having a tool, and this is made by those assets that are translated into financial assets. And this is what makes the company of a brand, the value of a brand, sorry. And for me, where the brands need to be consistent, is look and feel. So we are talking about look and feel. There's two important words. There's the look, again, and this is what you will see. You will see identity. I prefer to talk about identity more than a logo. Okay. You will see a graphic system. Is the way the brand is going to use its graphic assets to communicate. The type of photography, the type of typography, the colors, primary colors, secondary colors, and then you have the feel. And again, the feel is what it makes you feel like. About how I talk to my people, what is my tone of voice, what is the personality I want to convey.
Okay. And in the case of Nescafé, are there any dangers or challenges in launching a new identity worldwide?
There are a lot. There are a lot because when you're working with the global entity and then you're working with the market, you feel that sometimes, and we live that, a market is going to think that, oh no, the brand that you did it is not going to fit my market. But with some, persuasion, we show the brand marketers locally that it was totally adaptable, because sometimes you have to face a particular local culture that people feel is going to be fighting with what you have developed, and people think we cannot change the brand because it's so much anchored into people culture locally. But you can, because then you need to have this consistent image all over the world. So these are the challenge. Sometimes it's about culture. And if we take the example of coffee, the coffee culture is going to be so different all over the world. There's going to be some different recipe. We're talking about Nescafé in Philippines and in Mexico and in the United States and in France are not going to be the same products. And there's going to be some things that where you think that it's bigger than the brand itself. So our role is to have everything consistent globally.
Okay. And you talked about icons. What's the importance of rituals?
Ritual is very important, and some brands are made by their rituals. If you think about a brand like Corona, Corona was the first brand that invented, you know, the small piece of lime on the bottle.
Oh yes.
These are really rituals that are associated with brands. It can be a way that something is served. It can be something that a sound. It can be a lot of things. You need to search in your history or history of the category. But rituals sometimes are really, and not only in food and service. If you think about brands like Jack Daniels, if you think about brands like Harley Davidson, but a sound is a ritual. There's a lot of things that can be this ritual.
Okay. And what would be your advice to exhibitors here on SIAL?
So my advice is first, again, like I said, you must be clear on your brand. And I see a lot of people that are clear on their product, clear on what they're selling, but there's nothing that is going to differentiate them from the others. Some of them I see, even we're talking about not the brands that we used to see everywhere in the aisle of supermarket, are doing a really good job.
Okay.
It's about what's going to be, what it's going to be their roadmap. Their roadmap when you need to build a brand is the brand platform. Brand platform, you have to think and be clear on what are your values, what are your personality, what is your personality, what is your tone of voice, and what's your essence. A simple way to define how you are unique. And this is what I would say, the advice I would give to brands is, think about how you can be unique. And sometimes a lot of things. It's not only in the product. It's the way you work with your suppliers or with your growers when you're an agricultural company, or the way you build a community with your consumers. There's a lot of points where you can be unique. Really, they need to think about that.
Okay. Well, Jean-Marc Rinaldi, thank you very much for being with us today, and I'll see you later for another SIAL TV.
Thank you.
Pleasure.